All right, guys. So, what do I have for you today? I have a keto adaptation primer. And basically, me and my buddy Matt, we were trying to come up with a series of things that could help people with ketosis. And the two things that we thought of were one, people don't really know what exactly they should be eating. And then two, people have a really hard time with the adaptation phase. And that's because the adaptation phase is probably the most difficult part. It's probably the most challenging beginning of a diet that anybody could go through. We love ketosis. We think it's an amazing state to be in. But again, it's very difficult, and you have to be quite disciplined, especially there in the first part of the diet. So we came up with this guide that we wanted to give away for free, just so people could be educated on this subject matter. And we separated it into phases, right? So if you come down here on this Keto Adapt Primer, on the table of contents, we have the on-ramp, we have the detox phase, the adaptation phase, the maintenance phase, and then beyond. So basically, these are the 5 different phases that you'll go through if you're going into a ketogenic diet. The first phase here, we start with an introduction to ketosis and basically what ketosis is, because a lot of people don't necessarily understand it. They don't understand the macronutrient ratios. They don't understand the fact that a keto diet is actually 70 to 80% fat, 20 to 30% protein, and then 10% carbs, or less than 10% carbs. And a lot of people confuse this with a high protein diet. And in fact, it's not a high protein diet. There's some people out there like John Anderson who does a high fat, high protein diet. And that's awesome. He gets a lot out of that. But that's not a ketogenic diet. And so when we talk about it, sometimes people get that confused. And we wanted to be very clear on what this is, because you're not just going to get muscle building effects from this diet. One of the big benefits, in addition to leaning out and maintaining muscle mass and even building muscle mass and increasing athletic performance, is how the ketogenic diet affects your brain. It allows you to have more brain energy. So unlike other diets, like say a normal bodybuilding diet, I remember when I used to contest prep, I'd be low on energy and I couldn't really focus on anything else at the time. The keto diet actually allows you to really become more productive. And I'm talking after the first couple of weeks there when you're adapting. But after that first couple of weeks, once you're in ketosis, you have a steady fuel of ketones go into your brain, a steady stream of ketones go into your brain. And that differs from glucose because your levels of glucose in your bloodstream, they fluctuate a lot. Once you're in ketosis, ketones, they come steady from the liver straight to the brain. And so you have a steady fuel supply there, and you can sleep better, you can think better, and you can be more productive in different aspects of your life. So we really wanted to try to make this on-ramp as understandable as possible for you, and for you to understand some of the things that you'll be going through, because sometimes people will start a ketogenic diet and they get what's known as the keto flu. Basically, this is a detox phase where your body is kind of withdrawing from carbohydrates and switching over to ketones as fuel, as its primary source of fuel. So what we try to do is set up your expectations for what you can see here, give you some tips on getting through it a little bit more quickly and with a little bit more ease. And then we go into the process of adaptation and all the things you can look for in adaptation and maintenance. And once you're adapted, going into maintenance and how you'll maintain a ketogenic diet. Are you going to be able to do carbs again? Can you use carbs for glycogen replenishment and things like that? So we just put this together. Like I said, it's a free document that you can download if you sign up for our newsletter. I'm going to put the link for the place where you can sign up below in the description box. And if you guys have any questions on this for me or Matt, just hit us up at info@warriorsoulapparel.com. We're happy to do this. And this is all in preparation. We're going to be launching a full keto camp for you guys. There's going to be an ebook. There's going to be a full course where we'll be able to help guide people through this process, because we think this is an amazing tool for people and that they should understand it. And we don't think that keto is the end all be all. We're not super dogmatic about what we consider good and bad diets. Different things work for different people, but we do believe that there's a lot of people out there that could benefit from a higher fat diet. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I will talk to you all very soon.